Now.
Hold the muscle.
20 minute pledge allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, everyone. You can do a roll call, please.
Mayor Barbayaki.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Bob Tannen.
Here.
Commissioner Tom Brown.
Here.
Commissioner Stu Davis. Commissioner Joe DeLuca.
Here.
Commissioner Al Ramirez.
Present.
Commissioner Luke Stempien.
Here.
City Manager Craig Horton.
Here.
Our attorney is not here. DPW Superintendent Ed Freeze.
Here.
Police Chief Brett Selby.
Here.
And Fire Chief Keith Carl's not here.
Okay, thank you. So I understand we have one addition to the agenda. 10H, right? We've got two additions. Okay. So 10H is going to be the police chief in regard to.
Fee schedule update.
I'm sorry, what?
Fee schedule update is 10H.
Okay.
11D.
And 11D is police chief in regard to golf carts, right?
Correct.
And anything else you want?
Okay, so with those changes, would anyone like to issue a motion to be able to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with the added 10H fee schedule update and 11D police chief regarding golf carts.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, so next we have approval of consent agenda items. Does anyone have any questions for Craig or questions in general? Hearing none, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion, we approve the consent agenda items, approval of the minutes from June 17th, and the payment of the bills in the amount of $962,935.26 of the taxpayers are.
Is there support?
Second.
Okay, roll call please.
Tanis.
Yes.
DeLuca.
Yes.
Ramirez.
Yes.
Stempien.
Yes.
Blount.
Yes.
Yes.
Yaki. Thank you.
Okay, motion carries. Next, we have our first citizens from the floor, so if anyone would like to speak, we do have a 3-minute timer that's going to be going. We're going to give you a notice when your time is up. If you've got a few seconds to finish a thought, that's fine, but otherwise we are going to use that. Please direct all of your comments to me, and also please be respectful. So, is there anyone who would like to speak? Okay, seeing none. All right. So we do not have a guest speaker. Next, we have Department Head Ed Reeves. You're up.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to do an update on projects and stuff we have going on. Hopefully this is the last update for 4th Street and 53 sewer project. The project wrapped up, and later in the agenda, I'll present final change order and payment. After final payment, I'll be able to close the grant with MDDC. As a reminder, the city received a community development block grant, water-related infrastructure from the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. Over $1.7 million was granted towards that project. City Hall improvements. Everybody can see that a lot of progress going on here at City Hall. All the removals have been completed. The roof has been replaced. The storm sewer has been installed. Trim and siding will be installed soon. The concrete and asphalt will be placed over the next few weeks. There are changes required to the overhangs in the front and the back. The posts were rotted and unsafe. They will be replaced with steel. Also, the concrete pads under the overhangs require alterations. Due to the condition they were found during construction, the base and materials previously used. The goal is to have the project completed before the Summer Fest Festival. Michigan Health Endowment Fund grant, the pathway extension design and the Safe Routes to School program. The pathway extension design is as far as we can take until we get deeper into surveys and more engagement with the schools and parents, students, and walking maps once school is back in session. Myself and our consultant from OHM attended the school board meeting in May to present the project to the board. The school board has supported the project, and the school has assisted the beginning stages for the Safe Routes to School application that has potential for the city to receive $300,000 per school towards constructions of the pathways and some sidewalk replacement. Pollyanna Trailhead improvements, DNR Trust Fund grant. In June, myself and a few members of the OHM team presented the project to the DNR Trust Fund Board of Trustees in Detroit. Imlay City was one of 10 communities invited to present a project. Based on the invite and the feedback we got during the presentation, I'm encouraged that it will be funded. Projects will be notified in October whether we receive funding or not. 10-hour workday week. Results have been positive so far. We, even though we're here for the same amount of hours, I feel like it's brought on a renewed focus and urgency to get things done. Productivity and morale is at one of its all-time highs, I feel like, as a department. Lead water service line replacement. As of tomorrow, 6 lead service lines will have been replaced. We need to replace 10 to keep up with state requirements for this year. And then DPW will also physically verify more services that are unknown, so we can make plans to replace more. Meter replacement program. We talk a lot about water loss and leak detection and meter testing and stuff like that. A breakdown, just hopefully a quick breakdown of our water meters. We have over 1,300 meters in the system. 357 of them are 0 to 10 years old, 428 are 10 to 20 years old, and almost 600 are 20 years or older. We have about 170 electronic meters in the system, which won't need updated for another 15 to 20 years. 89 meters are 1.5 inches or larger. These are typically commercial meters. And most of them are in the 20-year-old or older bracket. This is mainly due to the past practice has the customer is responsible for replacing the cost to replace the meters. The remaining are residential meters, which are 3/4 inch or 1 inch. We tested 13 large meters last year. 8 failed to meet accuracy standards. Replacing the 1.5 inches above meters should be the focus. Depending on the brand of meter, the estimate to replace all, not every single one you replace, but would be about $250,000. The estimated income from all the commercial meters, the 89 meters, is $2.17 million. So even if all of them have lost 10% of their accuracy, it's hard to, even when they're tested, the accuracy is different when it's gallons per minute. You know, sometimes at 100 gallons per minute, it might lose 5% of its accuracy or 20% of the accuracy. It all depends on gallon per minute. But even if all of them lost 10% of the accuracy, you know, the replacement back on that would be about a year if we replace just the commercial meters, for the lost income from the accuracy. I've consulted with 2 vendors that provide 2 different brands, types of meters, and both of them with the metering equipment, the meters would be, if we replaced every single meter in the city, would be about $1 million. I recommend that we put together a bid package that would include a vendor contract to furnish and install all the commercial meters and reading equipment, also furnish the residential and reading equipment, which the DPW would replace over a 3 to 5 year period. Residents typically are more responsive and comfortable with DPW employees entering their houses to change the meters. The new technology meters, which has been out for quite a while, is each meter has leak detection, where if you have the building software that goes with it, which is included in those estimates, the $1 million estimates, you're getting signals every 15 minutes for a read. It also has leak detection where then that notifies the billing clerk that there's a leak, and we can notify customers, hey, there's a leak, and they can save customers money on that. And then also, we don't need to read meters every quarter. Physically going out of DPW, physically going out for 3 or 4 days reading meters. That's the newest technology. It's been out for a while, but that's what most communities are going to. So that's the meters. And I see Leah did put the base map on I wanted to I threw that together quick. Just to give a update on where we've been paving wise and street maintenance. The streets highlighted in yellow have been paved within the last 10 years. Some of those streets receive grant assistance, but most of them are from the millage street money that we have. The streets highlighted orange are streets that we budgeted to pave this fiscal year, and then the Newark Road in pink is we received funding for pave to rehabilitate, more of a major rehabilitation in 2027, which we awarded over $256,000 towards that project from the state. Anybody has any questions about any of that stuff?
Okay, so it sounds like what you're doing is asking to do an RFP. Are you just asking for an RFP for the commercial meters at this point?
More informational. I recommended to Craig with the rate increases. Part of that was to put towards infrastructure, which the metering system is infrastructure, and they obviously need to be updated. I would like to this fall, late summer fall, put together a RFP for vendors to give us bids to replace, yes, the commercial meters, but also supply the residential meters so that over the course of the next 3 to 5 years, the DPW can install those. I say 3 to 5 years. It just depends on the cooperation for customers of getting in the houses and taking care of it. So yeah, my recommendation is that we move forward with that.
So basically the $1 million, as opposed to just the 250, right?
No, the $1 million would be, we go out to bid for a contractor vendor to replace every single meter in the city, and they do all the scheduling, installation, stuff like that. I feel like that might be not necessary. We don't want to change, because then every 10 or 15 years we're going to have that. If you space it out just a little bit, like I said, between 3 and 5 years, we can keep up with those, because it's a lot of meters, we can keep up with those demands over the years. The commercial meters, yes, I recommend we go out for bid and we try to replace all 89 of them. Well, not all 89 need to be replaced. There's a handful that will not. It's because they're newer and they've been tested and they meet the accuracy standards.
So what you're asking for at this point is for the commission to basically give our blessing, if you will, to do an RSP for about the 250. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, sure. Either your informational, but I would like support to move forward with that. There's just not a lot of funding available for meter replacement programs, and with our water fund is becoming healthier because of the changes we've made, and we should put that back in.
Okay, I was just wanting to be clear exactly what you're asking for. Okay. It's certainly the streets that you guys have done look very nice. Much improved. Much appreciated. Are you asking us for a motion tonight? Are you asking us just to think about it? What are you asking for?
I think more informational,
More update,
more
more of an update.
update.
I think when we get closer, he's preparing the RFP, we'll come back to you.
Yeah,
Just
that,
planting the seed right now, that'll let you know what he's working on.
Okay.
yeah, then we're addressing, there's an issue with old meters and we need to take care of it.
Also, do you know when the outside might be done? Here?
They're hoping for before Summerfest, so early August. Concrete is scheduled for next week with the curb, sidewalk, and all the walkways, and then asphalt is the next week after that, so I believe that's the week before August, or 2 weeks before August.
I was talking to Craig about this earlier. I understand that we've got a problem with the support beams out there.
Yes, they're rotted. They're gone now. We need to replace them with steel beams, and it appears with the extra costs that would be with the existing base of the parking lot, we're gonna be able to save some money on some of the base of the parking lot. So we're hoping it all equals out. It's looking like that.
Any other questions?
Ed, are they on schedule for this whole project?
From when they started, yes, I would like them to get started a little bit earlier, but yeah,
Time-wise, they said.
yep.
All right. There's nothing else. Thank you very much. For all the hard work that you and all your guys do.
He's not done.
Oh, you're not?
Ed, how many more streets are you going to be paving for, repaving this done this year?
None more this year. We have budgeted for this fiscal year. I'll put together a bid over the winter, and we'll go out for bid where we can get the most interest in it. And then, so before next July, we'll pave South Elmont Avenue, the rest of Main Street, and, I can't remember now, but,
Metcalf.
thank you, Metcalf Street.
So there's still several that need to be,
Yeah, the remaining streets that you see that aren't highlighted on that, other than 4th Street, which we all know, and South Elmont, all the rest of them have been paved within the last 20 years and are in good condition. So we'll start pecking at those after we've gotten the ones that have been in terrible shape for a long time, because we're still hopeful for funding and assistance to do water main and sewers on 4th and South Elmont. If that doesn't seem realistic, then like we talked about before, we'll move forward, we'll do maintenance on those streets just to get a nice surface.
thank you.
So moving on then, we have a public hearing that we need. So unfinished business, A, OBPW building. You're up.
I would say probably within the next 2 weeks, we're gonna get started on it. I tried to get an electrician on the electrical pole, but I think he's off on vacation to see what DTE decided to do, where to run the power to the building, so I didn't get any information on that, so. Probably we should have a meeting with the group again before we get started, so we're all on the same page
All right.
for the increase on what it was, so, yeah. That's where we're at right now. We'll have to I think they will have to get it cleaned out. So if we get started, everything in the building has to be removed. Right, Ed?
Correct.
And I think all the signs, and everything in the building have to go.
Yes.
I don't want to be responsible for anything inside that building except for the gray steel that's in there, that I will take care of.
There's a lot of DDA items in the building.
Yes, it all has to be, and I did talk to her 2-3 weeks ago, yes, by the end of July, yes, it needs to be emptied out. So we don't have no problems with that, so, okay, that's it.
All right, M53 4th Street Sanitary Sewer Project final change order.
Yes, like I mentioned in my update, project is complete, the change order is a deduction of $3,494.10 from the original contract. The deduction is a parking lot driveway approach item that was determined that was not needed or is not an issue. I recommend approving the change order number 6.
Always a good thing to get money back.
Yes.
All right, is there a motion to approve change order, number 6? To
I'll make a
increase the
motion
change order?
to the change order for $3,494.10 that we received back.
Support. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I don't think we got a roll call for getting money back, do we?
That's fine.
Or would you rather do a roll call?
With it being a change order, it's probably good.
Okay,
Have it on record.
all right.
Blount,
Yes.
DeLuca,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Tanis,
Yes.
Stempien,
Yes.
Yaki.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, next is 153 4th Street Sanitary Sewer Project Final Pay Application, that's page 40 in your packet.
The original contract amount for the project was over $2.3 million, and the revised contract amount is just over $2.1 million. So we ended up a little under. The final payment to the contractor is $211,692.18. I recommend approving pay application number 7.
Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion that we go ahead and make the final payment of $211,692.18 as final payment.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Blount,
Yes.
Tanis,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Stempien,
Yes.
DeLuca,
Yes.
Yaki.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have Midwest Commercial Construction Pay Application number 1, pages 41 to 43.
This is the pay application for the city hall improvements. I reviewed the quantities and the work, the progress, and I'm satisfied so far, so I recommend approving the pay application number 1 for $174,825.90.
Questions? Is there a motion?
I make the motion to approve the application certificate for payment in the amount of $174,825.90.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Who was the support on that? Yeah, call.
I did.
Thank you. Stempien,
Yes.
Blount,
Yes.
DeLuca,
Yes.
Ramirez, Tanis,
Yes.
Yaki.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, next is pavement improvements change order, additional paving of East Berlin and Maple Vista.
Yes, this change order is for additional paving that was completed on Maple Vista Street and East Borland Road. The original bid was $114,950. The commission approved my original estimate for the project, which was $139,000. The extra amount was to pave East Borland Road from M53 to Reed Road. Due to the poor condition of the road, extra pavement was required to correct the proper slopes of the crown of the road for drainage. The extra tonnage put it $6,467.76 over my estimate of $24,050. And then the additional paving on Maple Vista is for extra 1,350 square yards of pavement. When I was drafting the bid document over the winter, I originally planned to only pave Maple Vista from Borland to Palmer Street. Maple Vista from Titus to Walker was recently paved, and I decided it didn't make sense to just leave a small section not resurfaced, so we could have a paved, Maple Vista be paved all the way through, brand new. But during, when I changed it, the limits of the project, I did not change the square yards in the bid document that was advertised. The Maple Vista portion of the project should have been 2,352 square yards, not 1,002. That is the reason for the additional 1,350 square yards of pavement. So the original amount was $139,000 With the additional paving, the total invoice is $159,615.76. As I stated before, when we originally did the bid, I'm related to the contractor. I prefer not making a recommendation for payment, but I wanted to give an explanation of what the additional paving is for.
Question? Is there a motion?
Can I go back to the question part?
Yeah.
Did you say you didn't recommend?
No, I'd rather not recommend or recuse myself from,
Oh, I got you.
Yeah,
I see.
somebody-
Okay. I was like,
I apologize.
yeah, I was like, whoa. He's not recommending, I'm not either, so, no, I got what you're saying now, thank you.
All right, is there a motion?
So the motion is to pay the 159, is that what it is that?
Yes, that's what we will
Okay,
be paying
that's what
for
we-
unit price. Correct.
And I'll make that motion to go ahead and make the change order and give TJ Pierce a check for $159,615.76.
Is there support?
Support.
Roll call, please.
Janice?
Yes.
Ramirez?
Yes.
DeLuca?
Yes.
Stempien?
Yes.
Blount?
Yes.
Yaki?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, next is, we are now on 10F, change order regarding to HVAC, page 44.
Yeah, if you look at page 44, you guys originally approved the quote of $9,950 for the HVAC system at the old fire hall. When we got into the project, there were leaking line sets, and he went ahead and replaced them while he was in there for an additional $800. And he's asking us, after the fact, that to pay the extra $800.
So is that all we're actually being asked to approve, is just $800 change order?
Yep, you've already approved the
Right.
$99.50.
Okay. We even need a motion for that, because it's under our $2,500?
But again, you already approved it at $9,950, so you're changing that approval, so yes, you do.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to go ahead and pay the $10,750 with the change from, as far as the leaking existing line set to Hotwicks Heating and Cooling.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Blount?
Yes.
Janice?
Yes.
DeLuca?
Yes.
Ramirez?
Yes.
Stempien?
Yes.
Yaki?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. We have 10G, which is change order regarding fire equipment.
Yeah, pages 45, 46, and 47. If you look at page 47, Keith originally came to us with the estimate of $41,727,000 for the repair of the ladder truck. Once they got into the project, that specific repair ended up being, as you see on page 46, $59,368.88. But while they were in there, they found other problems for an additional $16,084.89. And Keith is asking, the work's already been done. Keith is asking for, again, very similar. We already approved one amount, so we need an additional $33,726.77. But I guess what he's asking for is approval to pay the two invoices, the $16,084.89 and the $59,368.88.
Okay. Questions?
Do we have the truck back yet?
Yes.
Okay.
So, in my understanding this correctly, the original bid was $41,727, but we're over by the 16 and?
Yes, exactly. The 16 was something else they found, but the original 41 ended up being 59. So again, for an additional increase of $33,726.77. So again, Keith's asking that these two invoices on page 45 and 46 be approved.
Questions? Is there a motion?
I guess so.
So your motion is,
16,084.89.
And the 59,368.88.
for the total,
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. I got it
okay,
from there. 59,388.58.
okay, for the repairs to the fire truck, correct? Okay,
Is there a reason why we didn't know this before? I mean, we're $33,726.77 over, which if you, that just seems like an extreme miss on the part of the person doing the estimate.
Again, I think they found one problem as they got in there. Again, it's a 20-year-old vehicle with a replacement value of $2 million. So in order to keep it running, Keith felt it necessary to,
Is there a reason why he's not here tonight to explain that to us?
no, I don't. I thought he was going to be here. As you can see, we set him up to be here.
A lot of money on a miss.
I'm sorry, what?
That's a lot of money on a miss.
I thought it was a lot of money when they first asked for it, but we had no choice. The fire department has never taken, until the last 10 years, or 5 years, fire department has never taken care of any of the equipment. Never even had, until I think the last time on this board, I had to put a line in their budget for equipment. You agree to that, don't you?
I agree.
And we had an argument over that, because I wanted to put 10,000 into that budget of $1 million fire truck, and someone said, do we have to put that much in? That's what the board used to be. They wanted to put 5 in instead of 10, and they ended up putting 100,000 in. You can't replace these things, you gotta start having money aside, they never even did that.
Still, I would agree with you wholeheartedly, and it's a $2 million machine, but man, if I made a mistake at 80% of what I bid, I'd probably have to eat it.
I agree, but if you get it something, if you bid on something that you don't know what you're into, the repair of a fire truck, I've lived with that. With the repair of a truck, you know, an old truck, you don't know if you'd even get parts. You're not supposed to have a truck over 20 years, because there's no guarantee you're gonna get parts. You have to build them, you have to make them, you have to hunt for them. That's why I've been fighting for the fire department for the last 10 years. So you haven't taken care of it. We still haven't got our first new truck.
Okay, so, we have a motion, we do not yet have a second. Is there a second?
Did we have a motion?
Yeah, Stu made the motion.
Thank you.
Is there a second?
You gotta pay the bill, it's not like you. Stupid. Can we table this for next meeting and have Keith come in? Cause this is just, it's a lot, it is.
We can do that.
Okay.
I'd like to hear from Keith.
I would rather do
Yeah, I
that.
agree.
Let's talk to Keith.
I'd like to hear from him, because it almost seems, yeah, I'd like to hear from him, because the way this word is worded.
He'd be able to get into the specifics of what they found.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I think
Okay,
that
so
would be-
at this point, we have a motion, we do not have a second, so therefore the motion fails. But the question is, does anyone want to then move to postpone this to the next meeting?
I'll make the motion to postpone it till the next meeting.
Okay, is there a
Keith
second?
is here.
I'll support.
Okay, all in favor? All in favor
Aye.
of postponing?
Right, the work is all done on the truck,
Yes.
so that,
That's what I'm saying, it's done.
They'll just come and repossess the truck now, is all.
right, but,
It's done in here, so they lay you.
yes, I also agree that.
Okay, hold on, hold on. opposed to the motion to postpone?
Yes.
Okay, we have one opposed. And I guess, you know what,
We
why
do
don't we do a roll
Roll
call?
call.
So we have a motion to postpone.
Who seconded
To
the
the
motion?
next meeting,
Mayor, okay. Joe seconded.
to the next meeting?
Yes.
Tanis,
Yes.
DeLuca,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Stempien,
Yes.
Blount,
Yes.
Davis,
No.
Yaki.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay,
Purpose here, for service, too late to play that game.
all right. Next, we have, 10F, which was added to the agenda, the fee schedule update. Dawn?
Okay, so, we know that we've gotten a new, planner that we hired, Caitlin Hayden, and she has reviewed our fee schedule for the building area of the fee schedule. So, we had already approved our fee schedule with our budget back in May, so once this planner got in here, she reviewed those and said we were completely out of line as far as undercharging some and some were needed to be combined, and she just cleaned it all up for us. The page that has the red on the side is what she's proposing. The blue on the back is where it used to be, so there was a lot more, breakouts, and she said those aren't necessary for each different thing as far as multifamily, cluster housing, development, commercial office. Those all can be worked together under her fee schedule. So I'm asking that you approve this section of the fee schedule that was already approved, and then we can get the fee schedule published on our website.
Okay. So we did just receive these at our seats tonight, so I don't know if folks want to actually move forward with talking about this. We want to have some time to review it, whether we'd like to have Caitlin here, just some thoughts. Would anyone like to make a motion of any type?
I'm sorry, I do have some thoughts. So when was the last time that these fees were updated?
Not since I've been here,
Yeah.
this portion.
Anyone?
John, because Luke hasn't been on the board how long, how long have you been here?
5 years.
I knew that, I knew about that, but it
These
just
were,
explains it.
I mean, if you look at them, you can see that some of them are grossly undercharged.
So you're saying all the ones in the blue are in this page now with red?
Correct.
Is
So
blue
it's a
what we
little more-
approved? Is blue what we approved?
No, blue is what was already on the fee schedule, that we had already approved in March, or May, along with our regular budget. The red items are what she's asking.
She's recommending.
Make it more.
Where's she from? And
She's from Wade Trim, she's our new planner that we hired, a month and a half ago.
And again, she reviewed our fees, and of course, there's obviously no money to be made on here. This is just a cover her cost, how long she figured it's gonna take her to do each of these projects. So either all the taxpayers are paying it, or the individual asking for the variances or plan reviews are paying for it.
Bob, you do a lot of buildings, is it, those prices out of whack? I don't remember paying $800 for my property to be reviewed, my plans to be reviewed. She's gonna be our new planner?
She is our new planner.
Is that like, say, a condo subdivision, multifamily, that's not.
I think it's a little high.
I think it's high.
I don't remember on any permits I pulled, I don't. Even on a full-blown house project, it's not that high,
No.
you know.
Well, I
You
mean,
might have $500 or something on a full-blown blueprint on a house for permits, but this is $800.
Can we move to have this table until next meeting, have her here.
Certainly.
I
Yeah,
think
I'd like
that'd be a
to,
good
I'd like to
idea.
hear from her.
Actually, the motion would be to postpone.
I'll make a motion to postpone the meetings until she could be here with us.
I'll support.
Okay. Roll call, please.
That seems awful high.
Blount,
Yes.
DeLuca,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Stempien,
Yes.
Tanis,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Jackie.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to new business, 11A, OHM 7th Street Storm Survey.
Yes, a portion of, storm sewer system on Seventh Street outlets into a residence yard, and floods a portion of the yard. The bigger issue is that it was discovered the outlet is also near a sanitary sewer manhole, so that if you get rain, it overflows into the sanitary sewer, which we want to avoid, so we don't treat stormwater. The elevations do not just allow us to extend the pipe to the Bell River. There may be options of taking the storm sewer east to Elmont Avenue or west to Wilcox Court, where there's other outlets to the Bell River that are work with elevations. But to figure that out, we need to do a little bit of surveying, and OHM's proposal is for not to exceed $8,000, but the initial $4,500 will be to do the surveying and all the elevations of all the storm sewers and outlets and stuff, to see what the feasibility of changing the storm sewer system is, so it doesn't flow into the residents' backyard.
Is that reasonable?
Sorry?
You believe that's reasonable?
Yes.
So it's on page 48 of their entire letter about what the project is, what they're proposing to do. And so you're recommending it, sir?
Yes, I recommend the not to exceed $8,000. We may just spend $4,500 in surveying, and there may not be any options. There might be a reason why it goes there, but I've heard stories. It was a former city manager's house, and a lot of different stories, but it's been doing this. The residents owned the house for 40 years, and he's fed up with it. So.
That's a very patient person.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think we should at least look into doing something, and then we're not making a commitment to construction, I think that we'll come up with options, and then construction costs, and it might be something that even if it's the DPW, but we wanna know for sure our elevations and where we can take it and what's available.
Okay. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Okay, and your motion is to
To
approve
proceed on his.
what OM is suggesting as far
Yes.
as their proposal to be able to do the engineering?
Proceed.
Okay, so we have a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Davis,
Yes.
DeLuca,
Yes.
Stempien,
Yes.
Tanis,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Blount,
Yes.
Yaki.
Yes. So next, under new business B and C, unfortunately, we lost, John Lincoln in the last 2 weeks. John Langman served on this commission in the past. He was the president of the chamber in the past. He has served for a long time in both the planning commission and the zoning board of appeals at the same time. We can only have one person, according to our charter, who can actually serve on both of those. And so, Shane has, as you know, used to be on this commission up until last year. And so he has submitted his application to be on both zoning board of appeals and planning. So, we definitely need to fill those spots. So, is there a motion?
We should take them individually.
Yes.
I'm sorry, what?
We should take them individually, B and C separately.
Okay, so let's start with planning. And so, is your motion that we would approve or appoint Shane to the planning
Change to
commission?
planning commission
Okay,
for the rest of the term.
okay, right, ending in June of 2027.
I'd
Okay,
support that.
okay. I believe we could probably just do a voice vote. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, hearing none, so Shane is appointed to the planning commission, and the next question is there a motion regarding to, appoint him to the zoning board of appeals?
So moved, appointed to the zoning board of appeals as well.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, so Shane is also appointed to the zoning board of appeals. Okay. So Chief, you're up in regard to golf carts.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor, Mr. Horton, Commission members. As most of you know, we've been approached at different times from citizens in regards to golf carts and the use of golf carts on the city streets. I've given you all a packet with the preliminary findings so far. This binder is probably going to be full when it's all said and done. I'm just starting to get into it. I'll be happy to post that handout that I gave you on our website and also on the city website. Just a lot of preliminary information for the framework for what's to come. Last week, the ad hoc committee assembled and discussed many facets of implementing such an ordinance in Imlay City. The committee agreed that the vote on whether to allow the golf carts on certain city streets should go to the people. And these streets wouldn't include, obviously, M53 and M21. It's neither feasible nor practical to move forward with a vote on this issue immediately. There's no urgency, there's a lot to unpack, and there's a lot to discuss. We would have to adopt not only state law, but propose a city ordinance. These things take time. More information is going to be needed to be gathered on this issue, and holding off just makes more sense. The city clerk and I have discussed that it would cost at least another $5,000 to $7,000 for the taxpayers just to hurry up and rush a vote, and it's not necessary to get into that this year. It would probably be best to have it hold off till next year, and that would give time for myself and the fire chief to look at some other aspects of this. But ultimately, my decision, and I think the decision that we came to with the ad hoc committee, was to leave it to the vote of the citizens to whether or not to allow golf carts. Now, that's going to be a polarizing issue because you're going to have people that are going to want the ATVs, and then they're going to want the UTVs. So this gives us time to talk about all three of those. And again, this is just an introduction of a long, long process.
Is it sidewalk or road? Again, we have.
It would have to be on the roadways.
Okay.
You know, there's Michigan law that, outlines the use of golf carts on the roadways.
Chief, I think the request is to be able to use the golf carts on our city streets. I don't think they're thinking about going down 21 or 53.
Well, let's hope not. Let's hope not. I mean, that would be a tragedy because there's no protection.
I mean, driving allows golf carts. I've never seen them on Van Dyke.
Right.
And I've seen them downtown and in the parks, but not out on the main highways.
I think many of us can attest to the fact that we have seen a motorized wheelchair on 52. So if you can see that, possibly some indiscretions by a few people could cause them to maybe cross 53 or 21, and that's something we don't want.
Crossing the street, crossing into either one of those with the golf carts is a problem, isn't it?
It would almost be impossible.
Those are also MDOT roads, correct? And so we actually couldn't even allow it even if we wanted to.
You could. No, 21 we do, I think. It's no longer a state road.
Old M21's not.
It's still a state road?
It's our jurisdiction.
Oh, is it? Okay, I know that
Yes,
you were.
it's back ours again.
1980s.
Okay.
I think that's why we can cross over by Fort Trod to the gas station, because it is a state road, not in the Black and you can cross there. That's probably why. we
So
do it without
people would be allowed to cross in 21 and 53?
Well, how are we
Oh,
gonna,
they
you
gotta
gotta
get
consider that, you know, I don't know what to think. That's a
Well, that's
consideration.
gonna be a big issue too, because if you can't cross those, we're eliminating people who live on the opposite side of 53 from joining in on
Right.
using the golf carts too. Again, there's a lot to talk about, a lot to
You
unpack.
gotta-
Social media is very popular, but if you do your own study on accidents and fatalities, you're just asking for trouble. You're increasing the accidents per year, and you're increasing fatalities. 40% involve children.
Mhm. And that's my biggest concern, and I think that's Commissioner DeLuca's concern as well.
I mean, it's great convenience, but at the cost of what?
Chief, with an ordinance, so we can specify what streets golf carts are allowed.
We can control that narrative, but on that topic, we have to have signage posted, right? It'd be great if we could give somebody a map and say, here's where you can go. You have to have a driver's license, you have to have stoplights, seatbelts, turn signals, horn, all those things that a passenger car would have for safety measures. But we know that they don't have the same safety equipment or safety capabilities in an accident as a passenger car does. But it's required under state law. But in order to really be able to enforce it, we have to put signage up. And if you recall, the signage just for the downtown, for the social district, was about $3,000. Now, if we expand that out through the entire city, some cities have spent $12,000 and $15,000 just to put signage up. So there's an added expense there.
We can't restrict what part of the city can or cannot have it. We can say, well, you can drive it, but if somebody lives outside our area that we pick, and a city resident, can we do that? Can we restrict him from not having it, not going there?
Well, that brings up another aspect of it too. Somebody
That's
from
what I'm
Imlay
saying.
Township that lives on Attica Road wants to come into our city.
Yeah, that's
They
right.
have to have a safety inspection. Therefore, a safety inspection has to be done by the police department, and they get a sticker that says, yes, you can be in Imlay City on Imlay City roads.
That's not, so we really should postpone it until we figure it out.
Absolutely.
I'll move, we hold it to an election and give us time to word it properly.
Absolutely, there is a lot.
I don't know if we actually need a motion.
Yeah, he doesn't need that, it's information, but I would agree with you, I think it just needs to go, so whoever decided needs to go to the vote of the people, I think that's wise. You supervise it.
Like I said, I'm just throwing it out there, it's simply, informational. I can have all this information on our website, the city website, but again, it's just preliminary. If anybody's got any input, I'm welcome to listen to it.
Have we done a survey on how many of our residents have golf carts?
Well, I did a survey back in March that I included in that packet there, of last year, and it's hard to tell if the citizens that responded to it actually lived in the city without going name by name by name, but it was overwhelmingly to, oppose, yes, to have golf carts in the city.
But we can also restrict the golf cart use to only citizens of our city.
Well,
Well,
that,
the township pays taxes to the city as well.
right, exactly, and the enforcement aspect of that too, like I said, you would want them to be safe if they're gonna use, like if I live on Attica Road and I'm in the township and the township doesn't have golf carts, maybe I would get a golf cart and go drive it in Imlay City, but I would have to get a safety certificate, sticker, for my vehicle to be allowed to be on Imlay City roads.
We could also, one of the other things we talked about was to perhaps only allow them to be driven on roads that the speed limit is 25 miles per hour.
Well, and that's also mandated by state law too, for slow moving vehicle.
Yeah.
But just to define where they could actually be. For example, if we did that, then they could be on part of Black's Corners, but not all of Black's Corners, because part of Black's Corners is 35.
Right. Right. Unless you look at the state law and it says residential, because if it says plain residential, 35 is still considered residential. If you're splitting hairs, right, so there's a lot to it.
Well, we really have to split hairs to try to say in a law.
Right, because you definitely don't want to jump into this and say, okay, let's do this, yeah, it sounds great, it's all fun, social district, great, right, as a whole new aspect.
Okay, so does anybody else have a question for the chief?
What would our liability be if a fatality took place? Do we know that? I mean, our attorney's not here, but I gotta believe we're opening a can of worms.
Well, that's why you start with the vote of the people,
Okay.
right? This is democracy, people want more rights, not less. I honor the Constitution, and I think people should be able to vote for this. As far as liability, that would be on a case-by-case basis. You rear end somebody, you hit somebody's car, you roll somebody else's golf cart on their property or damage their property. Tort law, individual law, personal liability law, things like that.
Okay, any other questions for the chief? Today? Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Was
Chief.
that your only topic tonight?
That was it.
Thank you.
That was it.
Okay, so citizens from the floor, anyone like to speak?
Hello, everybody. Dennis Gates, 6700 Garden Road. At the last meeting, I had asked the commission board on the water main, kind of an update for the citizens if there's a possibility. Because I was at a meeting months ago when they talked about the water main potentially leaking millions of gallons of water. And I believe 20-something thousand was approved to test some valves. I was gonna ask the board, and I can't address him at Ed, but could you update the citizens on the valves? Like, was there a leak? Is the water main sound? Is it tight? Because there has been concern over the last couple of years on the cost of water and taxes in town. So I gotta imagine the citizens would love an update on that. And so would I, just because of the fact that the money was granted to test valves. And I was just wondering how that turned out. That's my only.
Okay, well, I mean, normally we certainly don't want this to be a back and forth, but Ed is
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
and he has updated us, so.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. That was part of my update with the water meters. So last year, we did a leak detection on the whole entire system, all the water mains, some of the areas even twice. And we only found, the contractor only found 2 leaks, and they were at hydrants. And they were small leaks, which we fixed within a couple of weeks. Part of that project was also testing large meters, because there's only a few areas that you can have water loss. And, we don't have a lot of fires, thank God, we flush hydrants, but it's not we're not losing millions and millions of dollars just by flushing hydrants. So, in the small portion of the 13, we have, like I said in my update, we have about 89 larger meters, but we tested 13 of 3-inch to 8-inch meters, and 8 of them failed, to the point where they didn't meet action standards, where it's determined that's where we're losing that water. Yeah, and that's the whole, the project that we're working on, of replacing those meters.
If you don't mind me asking, it's completely, this don't involve the citizens and their water bills at all. Am I correct?
Well, they're getting deals on the water bills.
Okay.
The city's not getting the revenue, as much revenue as they should be, because the meters aren't working to 100%.
But that's on commercial buildings, am I correct? Am I hearing you wrong?
No, most of them are gonna be the commercial ones because they're the oldest, but some of the residential meters are just as old, so some of the loss is gonna be with the residential meters as well.
So thanks, we don't really want to do it back and forth, but as long as Ed was here, I wanted to be able to.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. Anyone else like to make a public comment? Okay. Seeing none, then, we don't need a closed session. So city manager's report.
Just two dates for you. The first round of interviews for DDA director is the 25th of this month, July 25th. And we're expecting bids back for the Lions Park project on July 28th. Those are the only two date updates I have.
Okay, thanks. All right, commissioner time. Anyone? Al?
I want to thank the public for coming out and dealing with our little situation out here, so thanks guys for showing up, and thanks for bearing with us.
Stu?
Just sorry I've been late, I knew I was coming, I came in earlier and read this during the afternoon, so what was going on, so I'm sorry I'm late. I know Miss Mary Beth, but
Really don't listen to this. Okay, we're good on to the other end. Tom?
I'm good.
Joe?
These new faces in the audience, which is great. The more the merrier. Thanks again for coming.
Bob?
We're all set.
Okay, I'd like to remind everyone that the Eastern Michigan State Fair is next week. Obviously a huge issue for our city, so hopefully everyone will go. And you may have noticed that there's a computer sitting right there. And for those of us that are sitting up here, we can actually see ourselves on the screen. So very much would like to thank Leah May, who did a lot of hard work to be able to get that going. It's my understanding that at this point tonight we recorded, and we're going to put it on the website. Is that correct?
She's struggling in being able to get it on our website, but she can get it on YouTube, I believe. So if we have YouTube within the next couple of days, and if she works out the bugs of getting it on our website, that'll also happen.
Okay. And our thought is to eventually be able to actually broadcast, but we haven't worked out those bugs yet, right? Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
we will maintain, yes, we will maintain the recordings.
The recordings? I honestly don't know.
Is
the
that
answer to
Tuesday?
They got every word you said.
Once it's on YouTube,
I'm
it's out
saying,
there.
I'm just, I'd like to see it
It's
maintained.
never coming back.
I'd like to see these things maintained, so we have record of
You're saying
So
our
please behave.
archives.
archives.
I don't know the answer to that. One technology step at a time. So,
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Good. Thank you everybody for coming.